So this is your year to grow blackberries for your first time, and I bet you've done a lot of research on trying to figure out what varieties grow best in your area. But just because you've done all your research and you found out all the zones these blackberries grow in, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get berries. That's right, you heard me. It doesn't mean you're going to get berries. So this might be one of those videos you definitely want to save and come back to at a later time, because I'm going to go over a lot of information with you guys. As most of you know, I grow tons of blackberries, and that's my favorite plant, or probably favorite fruit or food to grow of all time. And honestly, that's just because it's very simple and easy to grow. But what you don't know is that nearby every variety of blackberries that you can grow really can grow in zones 5 through 9, and even some of them can grow in zone 4. But just because they can grow in a certain zone doesn't necessarily mean they're going to give you berries. So let me explain what I mean. And this is going to make tons of sense because there's a lot of people across the entire country of the United States that can grow a banana tree. Banana trees are very common and a very popular thing for people to grow. But what you don't realize is just because you can grow them pretty much anywhere doesn't mean you're going to get bananas. Yes, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get bananas. See, banana trees will grow and grow and grow all year long until that first frost hits them leaves, and then they die back down all the way back down to the ground. But it's really in those warmer temperatures like Florida and Texas that you really have a chance of getting any bananas if you're not keeping them in a greenhouse. Because banana trees will continue to grow and try to give you bananas until it gets hit with frost or those really cold temperatures. It's a tropical plant. As a matter of fact, just because you can grow blackberry plants, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get berries as well. So really the whole purpose of this video is to really explain to you that the only times you're going to have a problem growing blackberries or getting berries off of your blackberry plants is really on those varieties that bloom early in the season. And what I mean by that is the earlier your blackberry bush actually blooms, the bigger the chance it has of getting hit by frost. And what I mean by hit by frost is whenever the flowers are blooming, that is when you're going to get a berry in the future. And if that flower gets damaged, then you won't have any berries. So the blackberry plants that you would really have an issue with in the first place are the ones that are early season bloomers. And by early season, I mean the Primark Freedoms. And those are probably one of the biggest targets that are actually hit by frost here in North Carolina. And don't get confused when I say hit by frost, because all blackberry plants are fine to stay outside during the winter and get a bunch of cold temperatures thrown at them. It's only whenever they start flowering that the cold temperatures really matter. And right here in North Carolina, these Primark Freedoms are already starting to go ahead and bud, and they're gonna flower here within the next week. And if we have any cold temperatures, they will get damaged. So there's only one way to save them, and that is by making sure they're covered on those really cold nights that we could possibly get frost, or I might lose them all. And I'm gonna do my best to show you guys. These are the Primark Freedoms here. And let me come on over to another variety here. That is the Triple Crown variety. They are not even blooming yet, so they have less of a chance of getting hit by any frost in the future. So they will more than likely give me all of my berries this year. But if we get some cold temperatures, that's not going to go well at all. But luckily, the Primark Freedom variety blackberries do give you 2 yields of berries, one on the second year cane and one on the first year cane. The second year canes are giving me my blooms now. They're starting to get ready to flower. But the first year canes will give me my berries come August. And if you're wondering which varieties of blackberries bloom when, I've created a whole chart that gives you all the varieties of blackberries that we offer and will ship straight to your door, that will go over all the varieties and when they bloom. And it'll even show you what zones they will grow in. But the most important thing is knowing when you can expect the blooms of the blackberry plants. So if you want to start growing this stuff successfully, just remember that I would steer away from possibly getting the early bloomers if you're new to growing blackberries, because you want to make sure you get blackberries the first time you ever try to grow them. That is what will give you the motivation to try growing other varieties of blackberries as well.